What's up, Juventini? Alberto here. Got all your Juventus news today, and it is getting wild today, okay? Locatelli could, in fact, be out for the Derby d'Italia against Inter. Hans Nicolussi coming in. We're going to take a look at the details, all right? Jadon Sancho has been offered up to Juventus, and now we got some numbers to take a look at this potential move. And are we going to see a potential swap move in the winter mercado? It's being thrown out there. And then we got to take a look at the Chihuahuas because Napoli make a ridiculous move. And not only that, but how does it tie in with Juventus? We're going to take a look at all that right now. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is the HAC. Let's rock. First things first, Fagioli, his contract extension to 2028 will be made official later on today. All right, so look for that one to finally be announced after being signed at some point last week. Salernitana have tried to approach Mana, okay, and he has turned it down to stay at Juventus. So Mana now finally starting to get some recognition and being recognized around the league, and some other clubs starting to look at trying to lure him in. But right now, he refuses Salernitana, which makes complete sense. Leaving Juventus for Salernitana, even if it is sporting director role there, makes sense to stay right now, especially with Giuntoli partnering up with him there. A great guy to learn off and have as a mentor for quite a period of time before finally taking the plunge yourself. Now, Locatelli, with eyes on the Derby d'Italia, right now, we know where it stands. He is going to undergo therapy for a fracture in his rib, and he's going to be reassessed in a few days, okay? But it's looking like he could be in doubt for the Derby d'Italia. Now, reports, and I can attest to this, having suffered a rib injury this season myself, it's going to be basically him and his threshold for pain, because it will not be healed in time for this game against Inter. So it's either he plays through the pain or he is out of the lineup. All right, now if he has to be out of the lineup, reports suggest Hans Nicolussi Caviglia is going to be the player that plays in front of the defense, and he is fully capable of playing that director's role. Now, Mirko Di Natale had these words that I shared with all of you a couple weeks ago, saying that in his opinion, Hans Nicolussi Caviglia is the best technical midfielder we currently have in the lineup. But he just got his first set of minutes against Cagliari in our last match, and now to start in the biggest Derby d'Italia for several years now in terms of importance and significance, this would be a massive, massive test for the youngster. All right. Now, we've heard the reports and fans' thoughts about Rabiot, and whenever Rabiot is out of the lineup for Juventus, they will suffer, and we will see how much he has missed. I'm not necessarily feeling that way. It's not a big knock for Rabiot, but I don't think it's that high of an impact. All right. Maybe last year you can make the argument, but in this year, I don't think so. Locatelli, this is not a knock to Hans Nicolussi Caviglia, but I think we will feel and finally see the impact anytime you take this guy out, because that was steady throughout last year and season before. When you take this guy out of the midfield for Juventus, you realize that he is in fact the glue that holds everything together. Now, if he is out for that match, I wish Hans Nicolussi Caviglia all the best. It is going to be one massive, massive test, potentially, for the youngster, all right? But, hey, next man up, step up, get the job done. Let's see what happens. All eyes on the situation with Locatelli and Hans Nicolussi Caviglia leading up to that massive, massive game. Now, Mirko Di Natale brings us a list of teams that have been monitoring and following Iling Jr., all right? Tottenham, Aston Villa, Everton, and Nottingham Forest, all right? But what's interesting is other sources are saying that there is a potential for a swap move between Juve and Tottenham for Hojbjerg. So Iling Jr. swap for Hojbjerg. My initial gut reaction to this is at least sell the player and make some good money, okay? Make some good money. Hojbjerg for me is not the midfielder that is going to make that big impact and change for us. We need, in my personal opinion, a strong technical midfielder who is offensive and attack minded, that can create and dictate play for us. So For me, my gut reaction is I'd rather just sell Iling Jr. for the cash and make a splash towards a different midfielder, all right? But you guys know the drill. I lay it out for you to play it out. Let me know what you think about that potential swap, all right? Now, Jadon Sancho, the rumors with him picked up yesterday. Today, he apparently has been offered up to Juventus, all right? He is on a salary of 20 million euro per season, all right? Man U has offered him up to Juventus if Juve pick up 70% of the wages. But of course, it would be halfway through the season, so it would be 70% of 10 million euros. For me, I'm still not making sense of why we are so heavily seeking a forward, okay? And Sancho, to be honest, and paying that much for just a loan for 6 months or whatnot, coming into a 3-5-2 that I don't see us changing, unless Juve knows something about one of our forwards that we don't know and maybe a health concern or something. I'm not really sure why the big push for one of these guys in attack, all right? And I'm not so sure, you guys know it, I put this out in a YouTube short lately, I'm not so sure I want to change out of the 3-5-2 just to chase more goals if we're going to lose defensive solidity. Right now, for me, the biggest need is in the middle of the pitch. That's the key for me. But you guys know the drill. Again, let me know what you think about this Jadon Sancho thing. Now, we got to take a minute to laugh at those Chihuahuas out there. Those same Chihuahuas that we're talking dynasty, all right? Well, my, how the mighty have fallen. Listen, Napoli fires Rudy Garcia. ADL brings in Mazzari. Oh, unbelievable. He brought in Mazzari. Okay, so you go from bad to worse. Congratulations, De Laurentiis, on finding the only guy probably worse than Garcia. I'm surprised he didn't bring in Ventura. Listen, why does this matter to Juventus and whatnot? What's interesting is my theory. My theory that's been lingering in the background is that Antonio Conte is waiting for Juventus. This is yet another sign because he turned Napoli down yet again before De Laurentiis went to Tudor and Mazzari. Tudor wanted a 2-year. Mazzari accepted a 1-year. Of course he would. The guy would be begging for a job, and there's a reason he's willing to accept even a 1-year, all right? But there you have it. They've hired Mazzari, but Conte, again, turning down reigning champions, a good team. It's going to be interesting. But my theory, it gets more and more in weight as the days go by. And remember what Moji said last week. Conte is waiting. He's turned down multiple clubs. He wants Juve's return. Are you with me in believing in my theory? If so, welcome to the dark side. Again, don't shoot the messenger. It's not something I want. It's just something I believe is lingering in the background. This wraps up your news break today, everybody. You guys know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, but let me know what you think in the comments section on everything, all right? We'll mix it up. I'll be back tomorrow with another update. As always, fino alla fine, forza Juve. Don't forget to laugh at those Chihuahuas out there in social media. Take care, everybody.